What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Dan Reacts. I'm Dan. This is my reaction channel. I am joined by the one and only Addie Cahill. How is it going?
It's going. I'm so happy to be back. I missed filming.
I am so happy for you to be here. I have been waiting for this moment since the beginning. If you've been sticking around with us since the beginning, you know that this entire journey kind of originated from me wanting to show Addie Game of Thrones. And then eventually I realized, no, we need to show her Lord of the Rings and all these other things, but it originated with Game of Thrones. So the fact that we are finally in this moment for you to watch what I consider to be one of the best TV shows of all time, I'm so stoked.
Yeah, I know you're excited because every time I watch any show that I think is good, I can't talk to you about it because you're like, yeah, it's good, but it's not like Game of Thrones good. It's like, fine. Like every show is just fine.
I know, I'm a little biased and tainted with the subject just because I feel like, for those that know me well enough, when I went into Game of Thrones, I was not expecting to enjoy it. I actually thought I was going to hate it, and I was watching it with the intention of hating it to piss off my friend who was showing me it. And that didn't happen.
It's so fun being friends with him.
I literally just fell in love with the whole series, and it was so insane. And I ended up re-binging it 10 different times at that point. There was only 5 seasons out, so the ending wasn't out yet. But that being said, even with the controversial ending, I still consider it to be such a fantastic show.
Yeah.
And just such an amazing phenomenon that I'll never be one of those people that lets it go or turns on it. You know what I mean? It'll just always be to me, because I can't take away what that experience was when I first saw it.
The gold standard.
Yeah, it was just so mind-blowing for me. So I'm still super excited for you to be here. And just because I missed you. You know, it's been a month since you've been up. We did The Hobbit, and that just I feel like that weekend, because we binged it in 24 hours, it flew by. And I feel like the moment you got here was the moment you left. And so I'm just excited for you to be back in my house
here
again.
A little bit and have some time. Yeah, I'm excited too. Sounds like it's going to be quite the journey.
A very long but amazing journey.
And I know a little bit, I feel more about it than I did about Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. Just because...
So, let's get into that then. What do you know going into this?
Well, I don't think I know story-wise at all what happens, but I just mean because Lord of the Rings, I wasn't on Twitter when Lord of the Rings was coming out in theaters. Mm-hmm. So I just see, as the nation was watching it together, I remember when on certain nights it was my whole timeline was just, oh my god, this episode of Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
what was that like as somebody who just had no idea? Did you just not care? Or was there a part of you that wanted to, but you were just
well, yeah, I kind of felt left out. I didn't know what was going on. But I also the reason I never watched Game of Thrones was because I kept hearing that everybody that you love in the whole series is gonna die. So people describe it as a show that just rips your heart out of your chest. And I personally just do so badly with that. I get so attached to characters that when they die, I'm so upset. Yeah. So I'm a little scared because I don't want everybody that I love to die. And so that's why I never watched it, because I was just I don't think I'm ready to take that on.
That is valid because you're not wrong. That is a very true statement. Mm-hmm. But that's life,
I suppose.
That's life. Everyone lives, everyone dies. Yeah. So... Other than just the simple, hype around it, though, you're not too familiar. I'm familiar with, who the main characters are. I remember... You've seen faces and names.
I've seen, tweets of people's pictures and...
Yeah, so you would, recognize someone, but you don't necessarily know, their character.
No, yeah. I think I'll recognize everybody who's, a main character, but I wouldn't be able to tell you, who they are or what their significance is.
Okay.
So...
Going into this, I do think that it's important for you to understand that it is a show, so in many ways, the plot will be paced out a lot more...
Slowly? Yeah.
So, just understand that, think of it in the Fellowship of the Rings, you went through that whole first hour, and you were kind of
what is it?
What is this? Yeah. Think of that as the first 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. The first 3 to 4 episodes.
Setting things up.
A lot of setup, a lot of build up. And then also just really, really trying to absorb the little moments, because there are certain statements that get brought up once in the first season.
Yeah, that come back.
That don't come up for 6 seasons, but then will come up again. And it's a huge, huge moment. So just always keep everything that kind of seems like that was an interesting comment. Keep that in the back of your mind because it probably was an interesting comment and it probably will get brought up at some point. But other than that, you know, like Lord of the Rings, like The Hobbit, don't want to really tell you anything else because I feel like the best way to watch this series is obviously blindly. Yeah, going in blind. So do you have any final thoughts before we start this journey?
No, I'm scared.
Okay, well, let's get into it, guys. I'm super, super excited. Game of Thrones, Season 1, Episode 1. Okay.
Season 1, Episode 1.
The people are going to be like, he's super excited.
He's fucking pumped.
I'm very pumped.
He's excited. Is this like so exciting for you watching the first episode?
I can't even believe I'm here. Like, feels like a dream. If you know me, you know that I've been thinking about this for
It looks like they're like putting the curtain up.
Yeah.
You know? Are they bad guys? Oh wow. To a very disturbing story.
I've never seen wildlings do a thing like this. I've never seen a thing like this, not ever in my life.
Get back on your horse.
Whatever this for trouble.
Yeah.
They even killed the children.
It's a good thing we're not children. Your dead men seem to have moved camp.
They were here. See where they went.
This poor guy.
I know.
He's like, I don't want to. Time to go. We gotta get out. Whatever that thing was, you stand no chance. Ay! She's a zombie. You just know you're so fucked in that moment.
Right. Would have called open.
Did a lot of people watch this just because they read that book?
Oh yeah, the book was already established.
So it's the same as like people will have critique of it because it like didn't follow the book or whatever.
Yeah.
They're still alive. Let him go to go tell the story.
Go on. Father's watching. And your mother.
Fine work, as always. Well done. Thank you.
She's like,
And which one of you was a marksman at 10?
Relax your bow arm.
okay, girl. She does a little curtsy.
He swore an oath, cat.
Law is law, my lady.
He didn't desert. Why is he a deserter?
10 is too young to say such things.
He won't be a boy forever. And winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
And I'm a deserter. I should have gone back to the war and won them, but I saw the White Walkers.
In the name of Robert of the House Baratheon, the first of his name,
Don't look away.
King of the Andals and the first
Father will know if you do.
sentence you to die. You understand why I did it?
John said he was a deserter.
But do you understand why I had to kill him? The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword.
Was it Trace or the White Walkers?
The madman sees what he sees.
interesting.
It really is.
I just feel like I'm just watching Boromir, like.
It's like Boromir as if he didn't die.
Yeah.
It's a dire wolf.
Better a quick death.
No one lasts without their mother.
Right. Who's here?
No!
There are 5 pups, one for each of the Stark children. The direwolf is a sigil of your house.
You'll train them yourselves. You'll feed them yourselves. And if they die, you'll bury them yourselves.
What about you?
I'm not a Stark. So what is it?
Is this puppy?
Run to the litter. That one's yours, Snow.
Okay, sure.
As your brother, I feel it's my duty to warn you. You worry too much.
What if John Aaron told someone?
But who would he tell?
My husband?
Whatever John Aaron knew or didn't know, it died with him.
All these years, and I still feel like an outsider when I come here.
You have 5 northern children. You're not an outsider.
I am so sorry, my love. John Aaron is dead. A fever took him. The king rides for Winterfell. With the queen and all the rest of them. You can always say no, Ned.
Why's your mother so dead set on us getting pretty for the king? Hey, the prince is a right royal prick. Think of all those southern girls he gets to stab with his right royal prick.
Man, this guy fucking sucks.
Go on, Tommy, cheer him good. He's never met a girl he likes better than his own hair.
It's like a horrible haircut. He just went right in, like
Just
grabbed
scissors.
it by a clump.
Brandon!
I saw the king. He's got hundreds of people.
How many times have I told you? No climbing. I want you to promise me. No more climbing.
I promise.
You always look at your feet before you lie.
He's like, yeah. This little army queen with her helmet.
Where's Arya? Sansa, where's your sister?
Same. I'm not responsible for it.
I'm not the parent.
Move. Move. Oh, oh. Little crush.
You've got fat.
Mm.
9 years. I haven't seen you. Where the hell have you been?
Guarding the north for you, your grace.
That's Jamie Lannister, the Queen's twin brother.
Would you please shut
They're
up?
twins.
Take me to your crypt. I want to pay my respects.
You've been riding for a month, my love. Surely the dead can wait.
Okay, jeez.
You remember me at 16? All I wanted to do was crack skulls and fuck girls.
16-year-old.
Lord Eddard Stark, I would name you the Hand of the King. I'm trying to get you to run my kingdom while I eat, drink, and haul my way to an early grave.
Sam.
If your sister had lived, would have been bound by blood. Well, it's not too late. I have a son, you have a daughter. We'll join our houses.
Excuse me, is he having sex right now? Oh, yes, he is.
It is true what they say about the northern girls.
I'm disturbed by that.
The Queen has 2 brothers.
There's the pretty one.
And there's the clever one.
Don't get up.
Should I explain to you the meaning of a closed door in a whorehouse, brother?
That's women.
We're having so much fun!
She should be on a hill somewhere with the sun and the clouds above her. She belonged with me. In my dreams, I kill him every night.
It's done, your grace. Targaryens are gone.
Not all of them.
There she is. There's the pretty girl I see in all the tweets.
Well, there is no fool. He knows I won't forget my friends when I come into my throne. You have a woman's body now.
Oh my gosh. Who's this?
I need you to be perfect today. You don't want to wake the dragon, do you? When they write the history of my reign, sweet sister, they will say it began today.
Why would you just take the tools out like that?
When Dothraki are defeated in combat, they cut off their brain so the whole world can see their shame. Khal Drogo has never been defeated, and you will be his queen.
Come forward, my dear.
He didn't say anything. Did he like her?
Trust me, Your Grace. If he didn't like her, we'd know. The people drink secret toasts to your health. They cry out for their true king.
I don't want to be his queen. I want to go home.
They took it from us. So tell me, sweet sister, how do we go home? We go home with an army. I would let his whole tribe fuck you. All 40,000 men and their horses too, if that's what it took.
I hate him so much.
When would we be married? Soon, or do we have to wait?
Hush now. Your father hasn't even said yes.
Please make father say yes.
Sansa.
Please, please. It's the only thing I ever wanted.
Jeez. She's just like, that's my man.
Yep.
Love him.
Is he dead yet?
Uncle Benjamin.
Aren't you at the feast?
Lady Stark thought it might insult the royal family to see the bastard in their midst.
Best.
Your uncle's in the Night's Watch.
What's he doing back there?
Preparing for a night with your family. Let me give you some advice, bastard. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not.
What the hell do you know about being a bastard?
All dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes.
Poignant.
It's a great quote.
So could the walkers. My brother might be the next hand for king. When Therese come in.
Hello, little dove. But you are a beauty. Your daughter will do well in the capital. Such a beauty shouldn't stay hidden up here forever.
Oh, okay. Was there an insult? Calling me ugly?
Calling my home gross.
Literally. So fucking rude. Ew, like, he's so creepy looking. Their whole family creeps me the fuck out. Besides
We
the
might be neighbours soon.
Peter Dinklage. Tyrion.
Yeah.
I don't fight in tournaments.
I don't like kill
Just want
anyone.
to fight a man for real. I don't want to know I can do.
I won't let him take you.
King takes what he wants.
A rider in the night. From your sister.
She says John Arryn was murdered by the Lannisters. She says the king is in danger.
If this news is true, who but you can protect the king?
Your father and brother rode south once on a king's demand.
Different king.
God, what?
Just what I want on my wedding. A box full of
Or
suits.
Daenerys. Is it Daenerys or Daenerys?
Daenerys.
Daenerys. Targaryen. What is that? Heads? What is that?
She's like, this sucks.
I would not do well here.
You've been planning the invasion. Khal Drogo has promised you a crown. You should have it. I piss on Dothraki on this.
I think that they'll fucking kill you.
17 years to
Sure.
my phone back.
Ay.
A Dothraki wedding without at least 3 deaths is considered a dull affair.
Songs and histories from the Seven Kingdoms.
Are you from my country?
Sir Jorah Mormont of Bear Island. I served your father for many years.
Dragon's Edge, Daenerys. The ages have turned them to stone, but they will always be beautiful.
Thank you.
There's still a baby dragon in there.
Sir Jorah, I don't know how to say thank you in Dothraki.
There is no word for thank you in Dothraki.
Make him happy.
Oh, it's so creepy.
That face.
Like, what the fuck? I hate him so much.
No.
Do you know the common tongue? It's not the only word that you know.
No. You're a loyal friend. You hear me? A loyal friend. The last one I've got.
Stop! He saw us!
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
He saw us!
I heard you the first time. The things I do for love.
Well, all right now.
What is going on in this show?
So much. So much.
I literally... Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of boobs.
Yeah, the boobs is definitely something you'll...
The boobs
just...
is overwhelming.
Yeah, I feel like over time it'll just kind of appear like background, but for a while it'll just be like, damn,
Right.
they're naked.
Damn,
Like,
they're just all naked all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot happening, for
Mhm.
sure. I think I like it. It seems
It's
like...
too early right now for you to be able to be like...
Here's the thing, is like, I like it. I liked that episode, but like, I take my little notes,
Mhm.
right? So like, in my notes I have things I like and things I don't like. And it was really just all things I don't like.
Which is fair, because
but it
it's
wasn't like, oh, I don't like that, like, conceptually. It was just like,
the specific things that are
bad
happening.
things are happening.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to be like, oh, I liked that.
Right, yeah.
Mostly everything that happened in that episode, I was like, oh,
Was
no.
like negative. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Let's just hear...
Um,
It's good that you preface that because, you know, you liked the show, you just necessarily...
everything that's happening is bad.
Right, yeah.
So the only thing I have under things I like is Tyrion. I thought he was a treat.
He is a treat, let me tell you. He is... I mean, I feel like this kind of spoils it, but I have my top characters. He's one of the ones I very much appreciate.
I feel like everybody liked him.
Mhm.
Like, I just feel like I always saw, like, good things.
Yeah, he's definitely, he's up there.
Yeah, he was good. I liked him. I have a list of all the characters because I'm trying to...
And, like, little just things that you thought in the
little
moment.
blurbs. Yeah, most of them are just, like, Ned's son, Ned's daughter, whatever. I put Lord Tyrion, Lannister brother, in asterisk, small boy. Daenerys, pretty blonde. Viserys.
Pretty blonde.
Viserys, Daenerys, creepy brother.
Creepy blonde.
Creepy blonde. And then under things I don't like, the first thing is Viserys.
Nobody's gonna disagree with you on that.
Hate him.
Yeah.
Hate him.
He is very disgusting.
What is with the theme of, like, brothers wanting to fuck their sisters in this show?
So, I mean...
Is that just normal back then?
So back then, and again, I mean, like, it's just based off of
I don't
history.
think there's anybody that's gonna be like, I lived back then.
Right,
And I'll
so-
tell you.
So, but like, I do think it was very important for people, specifically that felt like they were higher than thou, to reproduce with the other people that could make the purest form of blood.
Right.
So in terms of the Targaryen regime, just a little backstory, they ran that country for decades.
Right.
Decades and decades. And they would reproduce with each other consistently. And also, that's why they're so distinctly different. You have, like, Lannisters who are blonde, but then you have Targaryens
We're,
who
like,
are
white.
white-haired. And it's a
Yeah.
very distinct look, and you can always tell a Targaryen from miles away type of
Yeah.
thing. In terms of the Lannisters and on Westeros and that culture, that is not normal. What Jaime and his sister Cersei are doing is considered disgusting.
None of it feels kosher to me, but I get it.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Daenerys. Like, I just feel so bad for her. I felt like I had a little second of hope when Khal Drogo like wiped her tear
You
away.
thought he was like, no.
Because I was like,
you know,
oh, he's like kind of being nice, but then he just like.
No, he's like, no, stop crying.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, oh man, that's tough. Like that is so. She's just so alone. She's so like it was a really good scene because she really was like standing there on an island by herself, and that's like kind of how she feels to me. Like she doesn't have her only family. It seems
is
like,
the most toxic human being in her life.
Grossest person that said he would like let horses fuck her if that's what it took. I'm like, first of all, nobody needs to say that. Like, that was so uncalled for. Like, she literally was just like, I'm scared. And he was like, I will let an army run train on you for 1,000 years. I don't fucking care. Like, my God, just like, give her a hug or something. Like, she's so alone. I just felt so bad for her. The Starks seem great.
Nothing negative you could say right now.
No.
The children all, I think, they all had great moments of really kind of highlighting the personalities. You have Bran, who's this very rambunctious little boy. You have Arya, who's very clear, tomboy.
Rambunctious little girl.
You have Sansa, who's very clear, annoying girl. You know, like, they all kind of fit these
very,
perfect...
like, girly girl.
Like, I want to marry the prince.
To be
it's
the
like,
queen. Yeah.
Jesus, okay.
I'm not sure you want to marry into that family, honestly. Like, they seem real fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a road you want to go down.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess. What else do I have? Oh, I didn't like the zombie people.
Right.
The White Walkers, I'm assuming is what that is. With the
You'll learn more details, but you know what you need to know right now.
And then I feel really bad for, John.
John.
Yeah. Because he just didn't ask to be.
He's kind of also on this island by himself
he's like
right
Ned
now.
Stark's son, but he gets nothing for it. Like he gets just shamed.
The Lady Stark gives him dirty looks consistently.
Like as if it's his fault he was born.
Right, and even his siblings kind of talk down to him.
Right.
Like he's like Snow. That's what they call him, Snow.
Yeah.
You know, it's very degrading.
Yeah.
I love the line that Tyrion says, all dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes. It's so profound.
Yeah.
And so like, whoa. Like, it's just such...
like it doesn't matter. Like I have full bloodline and I'm still
hated by my father. Yeah, and that's a dynamic you have not met and you will meet soon. And it's very interesting. You've kind of gotten like a little preview, and then once you start dissecting these families, it gets so intense. That's what this show really is. Family drama. If you had to categorize Game of Thrones, it is a period piece, but it's a family drama. Through and through, that is what it's about. It's about family and power and loyalty and love and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I did write next to the Lannisters, I put creepy blonde siblings, which really, if I say that, I could be talking about a few people. But, yeah, like right immediately, the way that he came up and like leaned against the thing and started like smirking when he was talking to her, I was like,
who is
you're
this guy?
her brother? Like,
what?
They make a bad name for twins. They really do. People already think twins are like weird.
Have a situation going on, Well, I'm really happy that you enjoyed that episode.
Me too.
We didn't really touch on it in the beginning, but we're actually binging this entire season throughout the whole weekend, so we're just going to be doing them back to back. So keep out for those episodes. We're going to be kind of uploading them pretty consistently. Do you have any final thoughts before we go into this next episode?
No, I feel like I'm ready to keep going. Like, I have no idea what's going on.
Perfect. All right. Well, we hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in the next video.